Hello community! Today we're going to talk about the best ChatGPT prompt design for the free version of ChatGPT. And we want to focus to write a prompt for more complex queries. And we start very simply with a chain-of-thought prompt. To obtain more in-depth insight, we emphasize interconnectedness, comprehensive discussion, practical tips for structuring your prompts effectively. Then we talk about the parallelism we have between the chain of thought prompt and in-context learning when we have a length of 4K to 32K token length, and how we can use this in the instruction fine-tuning process of our LLMs like Vicuna or other smaller large language models. And finally, we will have here a structured chain of thought prompt to explore here a very specific topic, empathy. I will show you this live with ChatGPT. We will have a structured framework. We will evolve this into an instruction prompt design for ChatGPT so you get the best result out of ChatGPT. I will show you how to construct a template for the instruction prompt design. So you're really now an expert in ChatGPT prompt design. And then, of course, for the advanced viewers, I will have a dynamic template instruction prompt design. And I will show you how to save this. If you work in one session for half an hour, you want to save this. And I'll show you how to save this. So when you enter ChatGPT the next morning in a different session, you just say, hey, upload the insights from the last session, and you are up to date between the session on the free ChatGPT model without anything else, no vector database, nothing at all. It is rather easy with a dynamic template instruction prompt design. And here we go. So welcome, and we are here with the free ChatGPT version, and I say, can you help me how to write the perfect prompt when I ask you more complex queries? And you said, of course. So here are a few guidelines. Be specific. Clearly state what information you are seeking. The more precise the prompt, the better I can understand and address your queries. Provide context. If your query relates to a specific topic, provide relevant background information. This helps me, says ChatGPT, to understand the context and provide a more accurate response. Now, this is nice. Use clear language. Try to use simple, straightforward language to express your query, because ChatGPT has been trained on simple, straightforward English language. Avoid overly complex sentences or ambitious phrasing. Break down complex questions. If you have a complex question or multiple interconnected queries, consider breaking them down into smaller, more manageable parts. This helps ensure clarity and improve the chance of receive accurate and comprehensive answers. Prioritize important information. Use examples. So great. Say, do you know the concept of chain of thought for a prompt? And he says, yes, of course. And just going here a little bit further, I would like to show you something. Exploring climate change. Provide a detailed explanation of climate change, include cause, impacts, solutions, elaborate on the interconnectedness of climate change factors and how they contribute to the global issue. Discuss the importance of comprehensive discussions to deepen understanding and generate actionable items. Additionally, provide practical tips or guidelines for structuring prompts effectively to foster and address the challenges posed by climate change. Okay, maybe the last sentence is not part, but yeah, why? We leave it in. Why not? So this is now your new prompt you use with ChatGPT, and you say exploring, I don't know, instead of climate change, you use air quality or whatever topic you have. So you see, you have here a structured prompt template. This is a revised prompt structured in a chain of thought with how to think. Yes, great. So, and now I say, hey, this chain of thought in the prompt engineering, in the prompt design, is almost sounding like an instruction when instruction fine-tuning an LLM. So now I say, hey, listen, this template you have now in context learning and prompt design I can use the same template when I do an instruction fine-tuning of an LLM. Now, not ChatGPT, because I don't have the resources for this, but if I use Dolly, or if I use Vicuna, or if I use Alpaca, or whatever model we just have now, the smaller models below 100 billion trainable parameter, this is now something from the interactive prompt design and my instruction fine-tuning. And you know instruction fine-tuning, FLAN T5 or FLAN POM is an instruction fine-tuning LLM. So he says, okay, I apologize, sounding like an instruction when formulating prompt, it's important to strike a balance between providing guidance and avoiding sounding overly instructive. So he misinterprets this as a criticism on being instructive, and it says, I do like the parallelism between chain of thought in context learning and in the topic of fine-tuning, and here instruction fine-tuning, because then I can use the same theoretical concept that I understand in prompt engineering in ICR now on how to best fine-tune my smaller language models like Dolly 2. And now this blows me away. You know, see the response? ChatGPT says, I see what you mean. Hey, this is a level of almost simulating human response. Surprise and, hey, I see what you mean. Hey, ChatGPT really improved. So, he says, drawing a parallel between the concept of chain of thought and instruction fine-tuning for language model can indeed be insightful. Both concepts involve structuring information in a coherent and connected manner to guide the conversation or fine-tuning process effectively. When fine-tuning a language model, it can be helpful to apply a similar approach to prompt engineering, ensuring that the instructions provided are clear, specific, and built upon previous instruction. By incorporating a chain of thought within the prompts during the fine-tuning process, you can guide the model's understanding and encourage it to generate more relevant and coherent responses. And this is exactly what I mean. If we have insight on how to interact with ChatGPT, it doesn't matter. I can apply the same methodology on a limited prompt from 4K to 32K input length of my token, or if I take a Koala LLM and do a complete instruction fine-tuning for, 50 hours on the machine. I can use the same instruction-based template if you want. So he goes on, consider providing prompts that gradually build upon each other, with each subsequent prompt referencing or expanding upon the previous instruction can help establish a logical flow and coherence in the model response akin to a chain of thought. Additionally, you can utilize prompts that involve specific example scenarios or tasks to guide a model's learning process. Prompts can help the model generalize and understand the underlying patterns and concepts relating to the desired task or topic. And this again is true for ICL and instruction fine-tuning. By applying the principle of chain of thought to instruction fine-tuning, you can enhance the effectiveness of the process and encourage the model to produce more accurate and contextually appropriate responses. This blows me away that he can understand. He comes up in the free model with this amazing insight. And I say, hey, great, now that you mentioned examples in a prompt to guide the model learning process, can you give me a simple example of how to formulate would look like, and in a second step, write a more elaborated prompt. So he writes now 2 prompts. He has a single prompt for me to understand the basics, and then he has an elaborated prompt. So let's have a look at this in detail. So the single prompt. Provide an example of chain of thought prompt that demonstrate the concept of learning through examples. Explain how this type can enhance the model's understanding and ability to generalize. So he stays on the subject and takes the subject as an example of itself. Interesting. So in this prompt, I ask for a specific examples, chain of thought prompt, and incorporate the concept of learning through examples. The goal is to understand how such prompt can. And then he goes on, imagine you are teaching a language model about the concept of empathy. Empathy! ChatGPT, you machine, something cloud-based logical reasoning. No, you have no logical reasoning. You are just unbelievable. Create a chain of thought prompt that progressively builds the model's understanding through examples. Start by defining empathy and its importance in interpersonal relationships, then provide a scenario where someone demonstrates empathy and explain why it is considered empathetic. Next, present a contrasting scenario where empathy is lacking and discuss the impact it has on the individual involved. So I have a pro and a contra version. Finally, ask the model to reflect on how understanding empathy can enhance its ability to generate more compassionate and considerate responses. By providing this chain of thought prompt, we aim to deepen the model's comprehension of empathy and its practical application in generating empathetic responses. And he says, in this elaborate prompt now, this is now over, the goal is to teach the model about empathy using a chain of thought with examples. So you see, we are not even in the tree of thoughts area. We are still in the linear chain of thoughts. And he is already coming up with this. In my next video, I will show you a more complex, interwoven, tree-like structure, how we can elaborate the chain of thought process to a tree structure in multiple dimensions. But not for the moment. So I say excellent. Now let's do it in real. Answer the simple prompt you created in your last answer, and then the second, more complex prompt so I can experience this in real time. And it says, yeah, of course. So simple prompt response. So I do not have to take this prompt, say string copy, paste it in, yes, copy. No, I say just, hey, let's do this. Answer the prompt you created in your last answer. And he goes on, yeah, chain of thought demonstrated is as follows. And this is now, where is it? Yeah, here. This is now here, the prompt. So we come up now with a prompt template. Explain the concept of renewable energy. Start with the definition of renewable energy sources. Wind, solar, hydropower. Provide example of country that heavily relies on solar power. And explain why it is considered a renewable energy source. Finally, discuss the environmental benefits of adopting renewable energy and its potential to mitigate climate change. Very nice, very nice. This is exactly what we want. And now, in the second example, it's a little bit too complicated. So he gives us here some theoretical understanding. This is great. But I say, hey, in the first example of the simple prompt, you succeeded. But in the second example of the elaborate prompt, you have not provided me with an explicit prompt, like in the simple example. Please do so. Be clear, straight, absolutely simple with ChatGPT. And he says, yes, of course, sorry, apology for the confusion. Here's the explicit prompt. And now here, this is the real prompt you can use now with your interaction with ChatGPT or any LLM model at all. You see, your prompt design does not have to be explain climate change to me. No, you spend 5-10 minutes and design a prompt that is really addressing the issues that you have to write a report on, that you want to investigate, that you are experiencing, and you want to find solution, or how you can interact, where you can be your contact point to a specific problem. Be more specific. Use your intelligence to unlock the intelligence of the system. And this is amazing, because this is done with ChatGPT in parallel for millions of other users that are currently interacting with ChatGPT. So if I now insert exactly the prompt the model gives me, explain the concept of empathy, its importance, start by providing a definition of empathy, and its role in understanding and sharing other feelings. So here's another definition. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It plays a crucial role, you see exactly here, and its role in understanding. And now it comes back with, it plays a crucial role. So it depends heavily on your input prompt. When we empathize, we put ourselves, yes, involves, consider as where someone displays empathy. And they say, imagine a situation when a friend has recently lost their job. Yes, yes, yes. In contrast, let's explore a scenario where empathy is absent. Beautiful. And then understanding empathy is crucial for the model to generate this. Absolutely fantastic. And now you can use this, what the model learned, and we are still in the same session with the free ChatGPT. Say, now I'm interested. So let's have a look now. This is now our prompt. This is one prompt. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, this is one prompt. This is the prompt ChatGPT tells us would be a good prompt when you interact with ChatGPT. So we have examine the issue of climate change from multiple angles. Consider its causes, its impact, and potential solution. Start by providing a comprehensive overview of climate change, including its definition and the factors contributing. Then discuss the interconnectedness of various elements such as greenhouse gas emission, deforestation, industrial activities in driving climate change. Next, describe specific examples of the impact of climate change on ecosystem communities and global economies. Highlight the human and environmental consequences of these impacts to illustrate the urgency to address climate change. In the following section, delve into potential solutions and mitigation strategy. Discuss renewable energy sources, sustainable agricultural practices, include examples that have positive outcomes in combating climate change. Furthermore, reflect on the importance of fostering meaningful discussion and raising awareness about global change. Consider how empathy and understanding can play a role in encourage collective actions and motivating individuals, communities, and government to address this challenge. So here he includes here from our conversation here empathy. By incorporating the insights gained from previous interaction, we aim to create a chain of thought of prompt that explores climate change comprehensively, emphasizes the interconnected nature of its cause and impacts, presents potential solutions, and underscores the significance of empathy and understanding in addressing this urgent issue. This is amazing. So now we have here an advanced chain of prompt. Great. So I now understand. Great. Starting now, this form and structure of the chain of thought prompt, which you learned and is great for my task, I will refer to as Donald. So whenever I write in my query that word Donald, please formulate an elaborate prompt for my short prompt, because I want to use this elaborated prompt for a better interaction with you, therefore benefiting both of us. Do you understand? And ChatGPT comes back, certainly, I understand the request. Whenever you include the word Donald in your query, I will interpret this as a request for an elaborated prompt based on your short prompt. I'll be happy to provide you with an elaborate prompt following the structure we've discussed and enhanced. We've discussed to enhance our interaction. Please feel free to proceed with your query and include the word Donald when you want me to generate an elaborated prompt. And now I have created a very specific prompt template without any coding in Microsoft guidance or anything else, just by interacting with the system. And if I would have the possibility to store this, in the old times I would have said this macro command, somehow in ChatGPT, it would live on beyond a single session. And I think this will be this additional memory, this user-specific memory. This will be the next step for ChatGPT to provide the user exactly with this. And that you do not have to buy a machine from OpenAI, because I just want that this structure is saved. But let's try this out, and then maybe we ask ChatGPT how we can save this. So Please explore the topic of water pollution in the form Donald. Donald, delve into the complex issue of water pollution. Okay, wait a second. Now he's a little bit hallucinating because now in the form Donald, he now says, okay, Donald, comma. He thinks I want him to be Donald. I just want the abstract structure to be referenced as Donald, but okay. Delve into the complex issue of water pollution, examine its causes, consequences, and potential solution. Begin by providing a comprehensive overview of water pollution, defining and highlight various sources and factors, occurrence, industrial activities, improper waste disposal, agricultural runoff, and urban development. Consider a wide range impact. Yes, yes, yes. So what is our prompt? Our prompt is this. Wait a second. This is our prompt. So you see, oops, no, stop here, not the last one, but this is the prompt. So you see now that a prompt can be a beautiful object to explore. And you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna say, okay, let's take this. Let's put exactly this prompt. So this is now one prompt, our Donald prompt, here on water, and let's watch what happens. And this is the free GPT version. Imagine if you go with the GPT, the latest GPT-4 version, which has a connectivity to the internet, can do calculation, is able to do numerical estimation. This would be a topic of my next video, to go then with ChatGPT Plus with the different plugins, internet connectivity, and coding. So, but as you can see, he now comes back with an answer and he discusses now this in detail. To address water pollution, a multifaceted approach is required. Regulatory measures are essential to enforce environmental standards, improve waste management practices, proper sewage treatment, reduction of industrial discharge. Yes, yes, yes. Collaboration among government, communities, industry essential. So you see, with the prompt design, we can achieve a lot of things. And I haven't even started to give him examples of what I want if I really have a complex topic. So as you can see, this is, if you want, the most simple way to go and to build your own style of prompt. And yeah, what I wanted. Good. Is there anything else? Yeah, he still goes on. International collaboration, technological and agricultural solution. Beautiful. So I say, excellence. How can I save this prompt design for later? Can you summarize this prompt form and structure in a short template instruction for yourself, so that when I come back tomorrow in a new session, I can upload this, and this is it. And he comes back and he gives me a template. He builds on the inside of today a template instruction for himself. I can provide you a short template instruction that summarizes the prompt form and structure for future references. Here's a template you can use, template instruction. Donald, Donald, I like ChatGPT. Donald, explore the topic comprehensively, aiming at cause consequence. Begin defining the topic. So you see, he defines placeholder. The role of relevant factors, topics, consider, explore. And now you can take this prompt. So he says, using this template, you can fill a specific topic you want to explore and modify the relevant sections accordingly. By following this structure, I will be able to build upon our previous insights and generate a prompt that aligns with our past interactions. enhancing the continuity and effectiveness of our session. So this is a way, if I log out now and I log in back, I can give him the insights, the principal insights, the most important factors, what we learned, or what I learned in the interaction with ChatGPT today. This is a template instruction. So it is kind of an instruction. I don't want to say instruction fine-tuning, because this is something completely different when I fine-tune a system and I modify the attention weights in all layers of the system. But here I have only access to the activation function of ChatGPT. So it is not fine-tuning. We're in prompt design, in prompt engineering, in in-context learning. But in-context learning provided now with a template instruction. I am fascinated because this is a way I can provide and I can build upon, and I can build here my personal template instruction for ChatGPT, going from one session to the next one and building upon all the insights exactly in the way and in the style I want the system to respond from the very first interaction. So I say, great. I mean, I know that you can do this as a downloadable file in ChatGPT Plus, but is it already available in the free ChatGPT version of May 12th? What? Just copy code? This is possible in the free ChatGPT version? I'm loving it. You can copy this, paste this template into a text file. Copy code. Now I have it. Gee, this is amazing. And by the way, this is amazing. So we have to give feedback that the system knows. Excellent. Unbelievable. So you see, the option you have, even with the free ChatGPT, to build your personal template are amazing. I say, now let us try this template out. I upload the instruction text to you and will ask you to apply the instruction prompt design to a new topic. The topic is air pollution. Now, here comes the text. And then I just say template instruction. This is just here everything that he just showed you. And then the response is, certainly, I will apply the template instruction prompt design to the topic of air pollution. Here's the elaborated prompt based on the template instruction. And now we have again Donald. So you see, this is really the real thing. Explore the topic of air pollution comprehensively, examine the causes, yes, consider impact of air pollution on areas such as, and now look at this, such as public health, the environment and the economy. So he inputs here specific to air pollution here, the areas he comes up with. This is not in the copy. This is not in the template. In the template, we just have use relevant areas for this topic. And he decides those are the relevant areas for this topic. So even there's an intelligence. And discuss interconnect of respiratory health, ecosystem degradation, and climate change. Explore the consequences of air pollution on vulnerable populations, including children, the elderly. We did not have this in our prompt, in our template prompt, nothing at all in our COT template prompt, in our structured COT template prompt. This is what he inserts, and this is the intelligence of the system. And you should use this, you should make use of this because it's so beautiful. Sometimes I get emotional, sorry. Moving forward. Examine potential solution, mitigation strategy, address air pollution. Thinking of sustainable transportation system, green infrastructure, public awareness campaign, promoting responsible air quality practices. I am blown away by the current ChatGPT version, the free version. And it would be really that you are missing out something if you do not use the new possibilities provided for insights for our lives, what we can do, how we can gain deeper insights, how we can understand it. And hey, if you're not satisfied with the template instruction prompt design, alter it. Go in, write your own sentences, tell him, hey, I want now that you are more critical on, I don't know, on the political implications. Or I wanted you stress more this and this sector. Have a look at the transportation sector in particular. Show me the interconnectedness between energy, transportation, and climate change on I don't know what topic. You can design your network of logical arguments where you want to focus on. And this is something we did not have the possibility to do this before we encountered large language model, in particular ChatGPT. So the possibilities for ChatGPT in the way you can learn from the system and get new impulses, get new ideas about some topics are there. So why do not use this system to learn, to find out new connectivity issues that you might have overlooked, that you might not have thought of? See you in my next video.